Hello there, metalheads, and welcome to Metal Verbalizer podcast. Today we're gonna verbalize a band from Sweden, actually, that is called Ambush. This is a band that, when listened to some old school heavy metal, and felt like there was something missing in today's productions. And well, at that point was when Ambush was created. And the band was created back in 2010, and they had their debut show in a small town in south of Sweden called Ryd, which is way south in Sweden. But yeah, later on in 2013, they released a music video to their song "Let 'Em Burn." And later the same year, they released a demo on cassette, and well, it was also released on digital. And on that demo, this song "Let 'Em Burn" was actually included. And I would actually seriously suggest you guys to check out the demo. You can actually find it online, sort of. I don't really know if you can find a physical copy of it, but I know that it exists on Spotify. At the beginning of 2014, though, they got signed by High Roller Records, and that's where they released their debut single "Natural Born Killers," which also did get a music video the same year that they released their debut full-length album later, which they came to call Firestorm. Here you will also find songs like Ambush, which is the same title as their band, and Don't Shoot, Let 'Em Burn, and Master of Pain. And those are songs that, in my opinion, you just have to check out. And if you ask me, it's just a banger of a debut album, seriously. So check it out. Since then, though, they have been working hard on new music. And next album in line was Desecrator, which was released back in 2015. So it's just a year after, which is kind of impressive. And which actually keeps the quality and contains some real bangers like Possessed by Evil, Desecrator, which is the title track, and Masters of the Sea. Those songs are for sure going to get your heads bobbing. I can almost promise that. But make sure to give the whole album a chance, because I have listened to the full album and I did not skip a single track. If we continue on a little bit down the line, this time it took a little while until we got new music, because we had to wait until 2019 when they released a single called Hellbiter, which contains of the title track Hellbiter, obviously, and a supporting track called Heavy Metal High. I think that this is a great release because you get a title track which has almost a little bit of a ballad vibe to it, and feels like they have taken a bit of inspiration from Motley Crue in some of the riffing, in my opinion. But then the supporting track is just a slap in the face with speed and seriously heavy riffing and some high-pitched power metal vocals. And this release is also a definite, absolute banger. So we're not disappointed that we just had to wait a few years. It is 4 years or something. Next release was in 2020, which was their next full-length album, actually, and that they were calling Infidel. Here we can find the title track from the previous single, but not actually the supporting track. So if you want to listen to that one, you have to listen to the single. But together with the single, we get tracks like Leave Them to Die and The Summoning. And the Summoning is a super short melodic track at only 1 minute and 14 seconds. But I guess that is one of those tracks that they maybe like have it as an intro for their live shows and that sort of thing. But then you get a track called The Demon Within. With this track, we are back into the fast riffing again, and well, this is something that I do like with this release, is that they dare to have some dynamics in the album in its entirety, not just the songs, but the whole album. And what I mean with that is that even though fast riffing and high pitched vocals and all that is awesome, it can be nice to have some tracks that are a little bit slower, which gives you as a listener a little bit of a breather. That can be nice sometimes, because that's gonna give the fast riffing on those kind of tracks that are a little bit faster and heavy. It's gonna give them a lot more of an impact, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, now we have come to this year actually, which is, if you are from the future, is the year 2022. This year we have been treated with a single which is called Barabbas. Once again, we get the title track Barabbas and a supporting track called Soldier's Poem. Barabbas is once again a track with fast guitars and power metal vocals and all that awesomeness, and a try not to headbang challenge I would definitely lose. If you don't know what a try not to headbang challenge is, it's something that came up on YouTube, where the YouTuber in question listens to a few songs and, as a challenge, try not to headbang or tap your foot to the beat. Then we have the supporting track. Once again, the band has done a great job with the dynamics in the releases, because the support track, there the riffing might be a little bit slower, but that definitely does not make the song less heavy. That's for damn sure. So you should absolutely check it out. And something that is awesome with their releases is that a lot of their songs are a bit longer, which I define as above the standard 3-minute format. Some of their releases are around 5 to 6 minutes, and most of them are probably around 4. But I have even seen at least one of the tracks at even 7 minutes. But yeah, if we're talking a little bit about their sound, it's a little bit hard to define, because sometimes I feel like I hear some Judas Priest vibes on the riffing, and sometimes at least in the riffing and the backup vocal shouting, I get some Accept vibes in some songs, and then in some songs I can maybe hear some inspirations from Motley Crue. And all of this together with most of the time some absolutely skillfully performed power metal vocals, I think they have a really heavy sound. And if my description sounds interesting, you should absolutely check this band out. And if not, check them out anyways. You might find something that you really like. You might be surprised. As of right now, I personally don't really know much about their future releases, but there could be an album release planned, since we did get the single this year. Because if we look at the past and how they have done with the releases, it has at most taken a year for the full-length album to arrive after they have released their single. But remember, that's just a speculation from me. I don't know actual facts at the moment. What I do know, though, is that the band is currently on tour, and I assume that is the tour that has been advertised, where they tour together with Cobra Spell, Enforcer, and Evil Invaders. So maybe you can catch the band out on the road, maybe. To sum it up, this band is great. Their music just gets you going. Even if my description of the band's sound was a little bit all over the place, the band has brought it together really nicely and made it make sense. Because when you listen to their music, it feels like they have their sound. And the music that they have releases does absolutely not feel all over the place when it comes to the sound. So really keep that in mind. And maybe have a listen to the band. Like, get your own opinion on what you think about it. So yeah, that's unfortunately all I have for this time. Please check out the band's music, and maybe consider following them on their social media. Because remember, buying their music is the absolute best way to support the bands. I let you know about the bands, but you have to go in and buy their music. I would really suggest you do that, because this band is great, and we can only wait for their upcoming releases. I think it's gonna be fantastic. At least if they keep the same quality as they have done so far. And it seems like quality-wise they have been quite consistent. So I'm up for another release. We'll see when it comes. And if you like what we are doing here on Metal Verbalizer, bringing up some awesome smaller and or new bands like Amush, please follow us on our socials as well, where you can be updated of when we release new episodes. But also remember that you can also contact us there. If you have a band, or if you have a friend that has a band, or if you just know of a awesome band that you would feel like fit into our like format over here. And if you do that, your suggestion might be the next band that we talk about, because we're always like listening and researching and all of that, looking for new bands to talk about. But yeah, that's all for now. Hope you liked the episode. Have a good one. Erik's out.